Hi, welcome back to the next video, and this is the fifth video. And in this video, we are going to talk about how to clean the data. So let's take a look into our data and let me explain what exactly I'm talking about. So here is my data. So if you look, some values are missing in this data. If you will use this data to train your machine learning model, you will get some issues, you will get errors. To avoid those errors, we have something called clean the data. So, and there are some couple of strategies around how to clean our data. So the first one we are going to discuss is that ignore these records. And that is, let's say for this record, the one of the column values is missing. So what I will do, I will just go ahead and delete this column. And again, for this one, again, I will delete this one. It is very good strategy if you have a very big data and the rows, the records with missing fields are maybe less than 1% of that data. In that scenario, this strategy will work this is a good strategy. But let's say it's not the case, then you don't want to lose important data and you want to utilize that to train your machine learning model. And then this is obviously not a good strategy. And then the other strategy is replacing with average value. Not exactly the average. You can replace with the median, you can replace with the mean, you can replace with the most frequent value. So, and in this video, particularly, we are going to look how to do that. So basically what that means is that we will take the average of all the values in this column and put that value here. And again, we will do the same for this column and put that value here. And let's go to the example. The first thing you should do is that you should be like my data is loaded here. And this is the code from the previous example. And I will rerun it so that I will be pretty sure like all my data is available in the runtime. Okay. And the next thing I will do is that I will import a class from sklearn library. So basically this library, it's a very big machine learning library, and you will see throughout the course we are going to use this library a lot. So we will, the impute module of this library, we are going to import this class. Okay, let's say yeah, exactly. So next thing we will do, we will create an instance of this class. Okay, my bad. And so now an important thing is that we have to pass some arguments to this SimpleImputer class to let it know what strategy, how we want to replace our data, and what is the definition of the missing values. So let's say, so in our scenario, if you look here, the missing values is equal to NaN. But maybe in some scenario, you have the missing values as a 0 or maybe some other number. So or maybe in some scenario, you might have missing values as -1. So for that, we have this field. Okay. So as in my case, it's NaN. So I will pass NP. NP is our NumPy library here. And I will pass NPM. So the definition of the missing value is that it's none. Well, it's NPM. It's of the type of NPM none, or the value is equal to NPM none. That's the definition of a missing value. But let's say if we have zeros here as a missing value, then I would use 0 here. The second thing is strategy. Strategy mean how I am gonna replace these values, like by mean, by frequency, or by median. In our case, we will be using mean. So that's it. Okay, next thing. On this class, we have a couple of methods. The first one is fit, and the second one is transform. So we use fit method to feed the data to this imputer class, and transform method to transform the data and replacing the missing values with the mean value. So let's do that. Okay, one important thing here is to understand is that this SimpleImputer class, it only work on our numbers. It will not work on the strings. We will only pass these two columns to this method as the argument. So here we have, this is our loaded data. Okay, so I will pass this, and this X, it's the 2D array as you can see here. So the first argument would be row, which in case I want all the rows. For the columns, I want to start from the column number 1 and I want to include column number 2 but not the column 3. So I will pass 1 to start until 3. Okay, and okay, sorry. Actually, now we will call the transform method to transform. We will pass the same columns as the parameter. And okay, so the thing about the transform method is that it returns the transform data. So what we need to do, we need to assign the return data in the actual data. So what we are saying here is that whatever this is going to return, assign it to these two columns. Okay, and then in the end we will print the x to see if the values are replaced or not. So let's run this. Okay, so if you look here, my record where the country is Germany and the value is the age is 40 have the missing salary, but here it got replaced with the average salary. And again, this record here where the country is Spain and the salary is 52,000, age got replaced. So that's how it works. In the next video we will check like how to encode the categorical data. Till then, bye bye, see you in the next video. Thank you.